I think if you want to have the productivity of a god, of a superhuman, you have to listen to people who are actually really freaking busy. In that regard, here are my credentials. Before becoming a doctor, I majored in physics in undergraduate. I also minored in religious studies, became the valedictorian of my university. And then I went on to medical school where I became AOA, Alpha Omega Alpha, which is the Medicine Honor Society. And then I went on to do an internal medicine residency in New York City where I had tons of friends and a side hustle. And for the last 7 years, I've been a busy doctor, keeping up not only with clinical work, but also teaching and social media on the side. So I think I'm a pretty good authority on this. And I want to share with you the top 10 tips that have worked so well for me over the last 15 years to help me be the most productive version of myself and have ultimately led to all of my success. And if you like this type of advice, please subscribe to my channel. I talk about confidence, productivity, and how to be the most successful version of yourself. Number one, and potentially most important of all of these tips, is that you have to reframe everything. And this is to make sure that you feel motivated as much as possible. Now, is motivation absolutely mandatory to be productive? No, but it makes being productive so much easier and also so much more fun if you actually feel the motivation. How do you feel motivated most of the time? That's where reframing comes in. Listen, studying can have a negative connotation. Work can have a negative connotation. Those things don't sound fun. But if you wake up every day and tell yourself, I am striving for something that will make me better and that will help the people and the world around me, that suddenly becomes way more inspiring. You have to keep your why in mind every single day. Even those days that you wake up and you don't feel like doing anything, you actually have to say to yourself why you're doing it. Say it out loud. I remember when I was an undergraduate student, I was struggling so hard to learn organic chemistry, and I would sit in the library doing problem sets, and I would actually tell myself, I am doing this so that I can be a doctor one day and that I can help save people's lives. And that just instantly brought me back into the mode where I wanted to work on what I was working on. You have to constantly remind yourself of the big picture of why you're doing what you're doing to try to stay as motivated as possible, and then the productivity will flow. 2, you have to honor your chronotype. I actually hate that social media is flooded with information saying that in order to be the best and most productive version of yourself, you have to wake up early in the morning and be productive in your mornings. Like this whole 5 a.m. club, I can't. You do not have to be a morning person to be productive. I am not a morning person. I tend to do my best work in the evenings and sometimes even at night, like 8 or 9 p.m. What matters is that you're honoring what type of person you are and when you are the most productive, and not trying to fit into the mold of what some influencer tells you that you should. In my case, for example, I work out in the evening and then afterwards I have a few hours of energy where I can get stuff done. And this is my magic time. I'm not a morning person. I have no desire to be, but I take advantage of the times that I feel the most productive and what works best for me. Number 3, get enough sleep. I will say this as many times as it needs to be said. You are not going to be your most productive self if you're tired. I remember going to lecture in medical school and asking my friends and my classmates, like, how are you doing? And one of the most common responses was like, oh my God, I'm so tired. And I genuinely could not relate because the vast majority of time I prioritized my sleep. And once in a while, yes, you have those nights when you're studying, you forgot to do a presentation for the next day and you have to just like drink an espresso and get it going, and you stay up late and then you run on adrenaline to get you through the next day. I get it. Those days happen. I'm not saying that I'm a perfect person who never has those, but day to day, on average, getting enough sleep overall is going to make you the best version of yourself. You do not win any points for cutting your sleep short to wake up early, trying to win at productivity. It's actually going to backfire. I promise you. Number 4, you need to calendar everything. I mean, almost everything. I'll get to one little exception in a second. So how I calendar my week every single week is I put in the blocks of time that I can't change what I'm doing at that time. So these are meetings with other people. These are potentially rounding in the hospital, things that rely on other people that I can't change the time or shuffle those around. Those are my fixed schedules. Then I make a list of the big tasks that have to get done that week and estimate how much time it's going to take. The estimation of how much time it is going to take is so important because then what you're going to do is actually put those blocks of time in your calendar so that every task fits into your calendar. If you have leftover time, you pick a list of things that would be great to do that week, but aren't necessarily mandatory. You estimate how long those tasks are going to take, and then you put those into the remaining empty blocks in your calendar. Lastly, you're always going to have a running admin list, or what I call an admin list, which is a list of things that are going to take you maybe 15 to 30 minutes or less to get done. Sometimes it can just be 5 minutes of your time. It's on your admin list. You do not put these things in your calendar, but whenever you finish something early and find yourself with a little bit of extra spare time, you work on that admin list. Like you just start chipping away. Obviously, if there's something that like actually has to be done that week, probably calendar it, but the admin lists are for those like running background things that just need to be done. Number 5 is task stacking. What this means is intentionally stacking your tasks to optimize time, or ordering your tasks in a specific way to optimize your time. So there are usually tasks that can fit into another task that requires waiting. So for example, when I'm working in the hospital, one thing that I'll do before anything else is message or page all the consultants that I need to talk to. I know paging, I'm totally dating myself there. And then I'll work on something like writing a note. And I know that probably in the time that I'm writing the note, that person will get back to me. I'm not waiting for them to get back to me. And then just for little tasks at home, one thing I'll do is like while my coffee is brewing, I will clean my cat's litter box and I'll do my morning stretches. Number 6, follow the 15-minute rule. These are for those times that you really do not feel like doing something, even though it's on your calendar, it's on your list. I get it. Sometimes we have to like reshuffle our calendar if we're just not feeling it, but just do this. Give it 15 minutes. Whether it's doing some practice questions, doing a workout, sitting down to edit a manuscript, whatever the case may be. Just tell yourself, look, if I don't get to the whole thing, I'm just going to do it for 15 minutes. Chances are you're going to do more than 15 minutes. That's the whole trick here. But sometimes you're not. And the thing is, even 15 minutes spent working out is better than 15 minutes on the couch. 7 is you have to have an alter ego or a little collection of alter egos. These are for the days that you wake up and you're like, I just don't know how the hell I'm going to do this. Just pretend it's literally not you doing it. My alter egos, I have a few, are typically based off of real people that I really admire, and I'm astonished that they're able to do what they do in their lives. Depending on the context, it'll be Barack Obama, it'll be Beyonce, it'll be Caitlin Clark. I actually love athlete energy for this. I will even pull up a video of the alter ego, the person that I'm trying to encapsulate in that moment, to give me a quick hit of inspiration. I know someone that watches LeBron James videos before they go to the gym, and it actually helps them not only go to the gym, but perform better once they're there. I swear this works, and any and all alter egos are valid. Let me know who you think of in the comments. I'd be so curious to hear. Number 8, identify as someone who does not put TV on the daily menu. Just don't make it a daily option. I'm so sorry if this breaks anyone's hearts. I did not own a TV during all of residency, and it was actually the best thing I could do for my life at that point. I look back on those years and feel like I was living my own life instead of watching someone else's. My memories of those years are so special in part because I didn't spend time every day watching TV. Not to say that you should never watch TV, but watching TV should be a treat. I have actually the best memories of being a resident and staying up late watching Scandal when I needed to get on a night schedule versus a day schedule. So I would binge watch like 6 episodes in a row while in my bed eating Thai food. It was glorious, but it's because it was a treat. Don't be someone who puts TV on your daily menu of things to do, and get comfortable with being that person who has not watched the latest TV show. Because when you look back on your life, are you going to be happy that you were someone who strived for your goals, who made memories with people that you love? Or are you going to look back and be like, I'm really proud that I was up to date with HBO? Think about it. Number 9, you have to romanticize the mundane and romanticize the things that you don't feel like doing. Whether it is studying, doing practice questions, writing something, editing a manuscript, editing a video, whatever the case may be, if you feel like this is so tedious and I just don't want to do it, find ways to romanticize that process. The biggest thing that I did when I was a medical student and a resident, when I just had something I needed to do, it was on my calendar, it was on my list, but I did not feel like doing it, I would change my location to a cute coffee shop or even a really beautiful library. Like in medical school, we would go to the Getty Museum Library to study for step 1, and it was incredible. Sometimes you just have to get in your car, drive yourself to a cafe, get a little coffee, get a little sweet treat, and it changes your mood. Somehow you feel more good about your life and what you're doing. It feels more fun and exciting, and then it puts you in a mode where you can be like, okay, let me just get this shit done. And number 10, put your phone on airplane mode. This one is especially for studying or doing something where you just have to work for a chunk of time, like writing or editing. I think right now there's a generation of people that think that you have to be connected all the time. It is such a lie. I actually existed in a world where I would study without a cell phone at all. We don't have to be connected all the time. You can turn your phone off. Even if you get a text message or an email that comes through while you're working and it takes you 1 minute minute to respond, that 1 minute really pulled you out of the flow of whatever you were doing. And our brains these days, with how accustomed we are to short form content and getting new information all the time, are going to look for quick hits of new information if we're allowed to look for them. And you can always say, I'm going to do this for 30 minutes or 50 minutes, whatever feels comfortable, and then have a 5 or 10 minute period of where I do turn my phone on just to check in and make sure there's nothing crazy happening. But I'm the type of person who can leave it on airplane mode for like 4 hours, and that's okay too. And that wraps up my list. Please let me know what you think of these, what resonates with you in the comments. Let me know whatever questions you have. I'm going to meet you there and happy to talk about all of these and branch off and do separate videos of things that you guys are really interested in. And of course, make sure that you subscribe so that we can follow along with each other and that you don't miss these types of advice videos in the future.